All right, we are here with JP from HeadWoundCity. How are you?
I'm decent. Thank you for asking me.
Well, welcome back to LA.
Thanks.
Used to be Spaceland. Tonight it's the satellite.
Tonight it is.
So you're from San Diego, just a little further south.
Yep.
Here.
Yeah.
So tell us about coming up in bands. What was like your heroes and your whole path to make music?
I mean, I guess it started early, like at age 5 or something. I was like really into Stevie Wonder, and eventually got into like Van Halen and stuff like that. And then when I was 12, I saw the Cramps, and that was kind of what did it for me. Changed my life, and got into a better path, and all the thrasher skate rock compilations.
That, right?
Sure, yeah, definitely. I mean, he definitely influenced me quite a bit. Yeah.
That's awesome.
The whole band, but yeah.
So now you guys came up, you and your buddy
Gabe
were
yeah.
in the LOCUST?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
We're LOCUST and Dead Cross. We're doing a Headwound, Holy Molar, like a bunch of different projects together. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're always looking for different sounds, different styles.
Yeah.
Pushing the envelope.
Trying, yeah.
now, when you used to come up to LA, because that's the hallowed ground, where all the companies are.
Yeah.
Today. What was it like first time you came up to Hollywood and kind of felt the vibe with all the artists up here?
Well, I mean, when I was a little kid, I ran away once and came up here and I met Ice-T in like a grocery store and just kind of tripped out on that.
On Sunset?
It might have been Ralph's. It was on Sunset. The car broke down.
Ralph.
Yeah, we broke down.
I've been there before.
Yeah,
myself.
I met Danzig there too. It was really funny. Anyhow, so that there was that, and then I just would always see shows, and then I started playing music like when I was about 15, and I played the Hong Kong Cafe and a bunch of like kind of older like spots or whatever, and then just yeah, and just been kind of like not Madame Wong's, but been doing like everything since then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. I saw the Festival of Dead Deer here once when it was Spaceland. That was like kind of a very inspiring show.
Amazing. So now tell us about HeadWoundCity. How did you get together with Nick from the Yeah Yeah Yeahs and your other two compatriots, who I guess from the Blood Brothers in Seattle?
Yeah.
How'd all that come together?
Well, mainly like through touring and stuff. So like the Locust toured with the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, and then the Locust also toured with the Blood Brothers, and then I run a record label called 31G, and we released a Blood Brothers record. So it was all we were all kind of like family, in some respects, and then it just at one point like kind of came together. But we only recorded 7 minutes worth of music and played one show, and then we took about a 10-year break. So now we're back as like a real band with a new record and touring and stuff.
So who planted the seeds for this band? Did you help orchestrate this, or?
It was Nick and Jordan and Cody, I believe, because they were all in London together, and they called me one night, woke me up, and they were drunk, and I was sober, and trying to figure out why they were calling me from London saying we should start a metal band, and it didn't really turn out very metal, but that was the concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know you guys are mashing up the metal and the noise and all the extreme sounds. So going into this, what was kind of the game plan, or how was the evolution to what we have now with the new record coming out?
It's really strange to try to figure that out, because I think when we initially wrote the first EP, like we didn't really have any guidelines, and it's kind of like more like silly, I suppose, like we were just like, yeah, cool, funny, like we'll just write this music and that'll be it, and didn't really put a lot of effort or thought into it. And so then after the 10 years passed and we got back together to play a show, we needed more material, and so we kind of were like in this weird realm of like, well, we need to write some more stuff to play these shows again. And then once we wrote a couple songs, we kind of like got back we're like, let's do this again, like let's do this like as a real band, because I think like with the Locust, the Blood Brothers, and the Yeah Yeahs, all those bands have kind of like subsided. So it was like we were all ready to kind of do something again collectively. So it was like the timing, I suppose, Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of the music is obviously hardcore. It's fast and it's short. I mean, a lot of these songs are not long, right?
But no, now we have like more like
fleshing it out a little more.
Yeah, I don't want to say mature. It's such a it's like a nasty word sometimes, but it is more mature. It's not as goofy. There's more thought out parts and writing and stuff, and we put more effort into it, And we've all grown in the last decade, hopefully.
Yeah.
So
well, obviously with the new video I saw, it was fleshed out. It definitely.
Sure.
Definitely. Tell us about that song. and the woman who directed it. I understand she was up for a Juno Award.
Yeah.
Tell us how you got her involved, why you picked her. And
Well, to be honest, I think it was more Jordan, our singer, that he wrote the lyrics, so that would be more in his realm of what it's about. But he was the one that chose her as a director as well. I wasn't. I mean, I was familiar with her, but I didn't know her until we recorded or until we shot the video. So I wouldn't be a good person to answer that question.
Okay.
But yeah.
But you kind of left the vision up to her, or?
Yeah, I mean, she kind of based it off of the lyrics and stuff, and I think she got the general vibe of the band, and so that was what prompted us to do it, you know?
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about the rest of the record, like what all can we expect? What are the full range?
Sure. Well, I mean, again, like I feel like the EP was so dense and kind of like almost one-dimensional. So like, you know, it was like more like a demo, if anything. So the new record is a little bit more thought out. There's like a lot more diversity in the music in it, and the songwriting is just a little bit more. There's more integrity in it, I suppose. So there's more. You know, there's also more dynamic there, and also I feel like with the new record, you definitely can feel like the more Locust parts and the more Yeah Yeahs parts and the more Blood Brothers parts. They're very like pronounced, opposed to like the EP was just like full on thrash. So I feel like there's a little bit more. I don't know what the right word is. I don't want to sound like a music journalist, but like there's more like soul or something in it, you know.
Okay. Now, I know you guys are coming out through Vice. Vice has got their TV network now. They got Warner involved. You know, tell us about working with them. How that happened and what you're looking forward to with this record.
Well, I think mostly it was Nick's involvement with Vice. He's done a bunch of different things with them, and I think over the years, I mean, I feel like we've had a relationship with them based on all of our projects and stuff, and so I think that it just kind of like fell into place. You know, they were ready to start doing more music stuff, and we needed a label, and it kind of just came up and was like, oh, this sounds like a really rad idea. And so far, they've been really awesome and really got behind us, and it's cool to have that, especially in this day and age, to have a label really want to have, you know, like have this band go somewhere and shine. Like a lot of people, I mean, I've dealt with a lot of labels that, you know, I mean, they do their best, but the industry's changing, and I think that maybe a label like Vice, which is kind of like this multi-conglomerate entity, could be like really a good thing, and maybe like a kind of a glimpse to the future of maybe what the music industry might be.
Yeah, sure. It's more of an entertainment company that's got visual sides and maybe other creative sides.
Sure.
I mean, the old-fashioned record label gone away.
Well, I don't know if it's gone away. It is. It's changing. I don't know if it's gone away, but it's definitely changing, which is good and bad. Depends on how you look at it. So
yeah.
Yeah.
You got to kind of make the most of it because unfortunately the clock's not going back.
Oh, I mean, you got to roll with how the world is. You know.
Yeah.
You can't, yeah.
So I know you got the tour with Savages coming up.
Yeah.
How'd all that come about? What are you looking forward to the most on that?
Well, it's it was presented to us, I believe, from our agent, and they seem awesome. I don't know them. Some of the other members of the band know them, but I don't know them personally. But I think it's rad. I think, like, without trivializing certain things, I think it'll be nice to tour with them based on like the fact that they're an all-female band. I think that's really important. I think it's important in rock, and I think it's important in, like, I don't want to say like any certain kind of genres, but just to have that like that energy and to have that kind of artistic integrity by women, I think is going to be really good, especially for us. I mean, I think like with all of our other bands and stuff that we've done, we've been, at least for me, I think I can speak for the whole band, but for me personally, like, I'm really proud that like bands like the Locust or Retox has a very diverse crowd, because I don't want to be geared towards men or males. I think it needs to be you know, an equal mix of gender, and I think it's really important, especially with a lot of people assume that like aggressive music or brutal music or whatever is going to be male dominated, and it doesn't have to be that way. And so I'm pretty open, or I'm pretty excited about the Savages aspect, because I feel like maybe there'll be a larger representation of women in the crowd, and I think that's rad. So I'm open to that for sure.
Well, I see you playing some great places.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite places, the Commodore Ballroom up in Vancouver.
Oh yeah, yeah, that place is awesome.
Some awesome spots.
Yeah.
I was actually I was the promoter that put on the Clash's first shows ever. It was at the Commodore.
Wow.
That was the first shows they ever did in North America.
Well, that's great.
It
Wow.
was awesome.
Wow.
So yeah, now all that you've been through, running labels, putting bands, seeing your experiences, obviously the business is constantly changing, but what advice do you give to young creative people as far as kind of the mindset or the perseverance or whatever it's needed to kind of find your way in this?
It's like a crazy it's a crazy question, because it's kind of like asking like, what's the meaning of life? So I mean, the one thing that I really kind of trip out on is like, and I mean this in no disrespect, but I feel like people are kind of getting lazier. So like, on one side, things are a lot easier to get things done. You can do it yourself. You have all of the ability to do things yourself. But in general, people are lazy. I'm talking about bands or artists, but people, humans, are just lazy, and they can just sit at home and see it on YouTube and download it and not have to actually go experience something. And I think that might be kind of like where humanity might be headed in general. So I don't know. My advice is like, be prepared to ruin your life, and like, don't have high expectations, and you'll be good. You'll be cool. You'll be good.
Yeah.
So.
And as far as that indie thing, kind of, if you chart your own way, you're less dependent on somebody doing something for
Sure.
you.
If you're dependent on someone, it'll bottom out. It will. I mean, you at least, like, I feel that way. Like, if I'm gonna be dependent on someone, like, I have to be prepared to like let it fall to shit. You know, because it might, it could, it will. I mean, it does.
I mean, if you're going to crash, you might as well be driving the car.
Sure. You know? Yeah, then you can only blame yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, JP, a pleasure. Looking forward to the show tonight.
Thanks.
The album, man. Best of luck.
Thank you so much.
You guys
Thank you very
around.
much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome.